This podcast is for the woman who refuses to settle.
The one who knows she was made for more.
It's for the audacious woman who is ready to burn the ships,
own her story,
and create a life built on radical self-belief.
I'm Amanda Galloway.
I'm Ashton Greer. We are your podcast hosts.
And we welcome you to the Audacity Podcast.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Amanda and I have just been pulled over by a police officer on the way here.
I got pulled over.
Amanda was speeding.
I didn't mean to.
And then she pulled off on a side road, to pull over. But the cop thought that she was trying to outrun him. So he didn't see her turn. So then he was like, where did she go? He whipped his car right around, starts quickly chasing. And then he was like, did you think you were going to pull a fast one on me and get away? And she was like, no, I was just pulling onto a side road. But he literally thought we were trying to dodge him.
Oh, luckily nothing happened.
Yeah.
But I need to be more conscious of how fast I drive.
She didn't get a ticket, but
no,
she should have.
Just stop it. I mean, maybe I should have. I was going too fast. To be fair,
I'm going to say this because it's funny. I have been pulled over 5, 6, 7 times. I don't even know. I am 35, right? So I have been driving for almost 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I have never had a ticket.
Really? Good for you.
Yeah. But hear me, I should have many, many tickets.
Don't manifest this.
No, I feel like I deserve it.
I think
it's kind of like being a criminal and you keep getting away with it. I need somebody to put me in my place.
Okay. Shout out to the Danville Police Department when you see Ashton's bright blonde hair in a silver VW. I can't remember what kind of VW.
It's an Atlas.
Pull that bitch over.
I mean,
just kidding.
No, but for real, I've had the crazy situations. Once I got pulled over for going 25 or 30 over.
Mm.
It was a country road. It was 40 mile per hour speed limit. I was going 60, 65, something like that.
Everybody does.
But he pulled me over and I was from Illinois. I was driving in Indiana, instant,
yeah.
You were going to get her,
Yeah.
And he looks at my license and he goes, did you know my daughter? And then I was talking about his daughter and then he was like, I can't give you a ticket. You helped her with, X, Y, Z. And so I had that happen.
Yeah.
I've had just multiple. One time I got pulled over because I was speeding on the highway and my son just had surgery.
Oh, I remember this.
And I was speeding to get back home because he kept unbuckling his car seat and then laying on the ground because he was loopy from this, anesthetics. And so I was like, I just got to get home. He's crying. He's super upset. I have an hour drive. The police officer pulls me over and he's like, your son's not buckled. You're speeding. And I was like, give me a ticket. Just hurry. I got to get him home. I was like, he just had surgery. I can't get him to stay buckled. He unbuckles every time I buckle him. He then lays on the ground because he's super groggy. And I'm just super irritable at this point because I've had to hold my son down during a crazy dental surgery and he was crying and he's, loopy and I'm emotional.
Hard. Yeah.
So to the police officer, I was just like, just do what you have to do. I don't care. Give me the ticket. And he was like, whoa, I was kind of shitty with him. I was like, well, my son's in the back. He just had, I'm sorry.
Listen, they see all sorts of stuff. We're the least of their concerns.
Yeah.
So, you know what? It's fine.
But
it's fine.
No, I should definitely have a ticket by now. And
she is now, guys. Next week when you hear us. Oh, next week I'll be gone. By the way, I forgot to tell you this.
I'll bring a guest on or something.
I will be on a cruise with my kids. Please pray for me. Being stuck on a cruise with 2 of my kids who do not like each other just sounds like a joy.
My cruise vacation with my kids was my best vacation ever.
I know you told me this.
So,
I think I'm taking my mom, so it'll be a blessing. They literally cannot agree on anything. They do not like any of the same things. So my mom is coming with me and she's in charge of one kid. I'm in charge of the other. Thank God for my mother. And we will divide and conquer.
I think this is the perfect segue because you're saying your kids are always fighting.
Yeah, this is a perfect segue.
Lots of conflict.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about conflict today.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell him the topic?
So the topic today is, why does everyone want to have a healthy relationship but not want to argue in a healthy manner?
Yeah, everyone wants healthy love, but no one wants healthy conflict.
Yeah.
We want to have this healthy love, but then we want to be completely unrestrained when we fight, and our emotions are valid, and we get mad and we say things we shouldn't say, or we push, or we people have all different kinds of way of handling their emotions, and they want this healthy love, but it's really how you handle conflict that determines if you can have healthy love.
As someone who really desires peace, something that has come to my attention is actually tension creates diamonds. Tension in relationships, tension in even work, or, any type of goal you're trying to achieve, is really a way to look in the mirror and to be able to create something even better, in my opinion. And it's all about perspective, right? But I think that with my relationship with Antonio, we've both gone through so much in our lives and have had multiple relationships at this point, have been hurt and have a lot of pain. And from that has obviously created tension, right?
Trauma.
And and our wounds show up. And I think this is like, anybody might tell you, or somebody may tell you, oh, well, you're fighting, you just need to break up. And they think that, especially friends. I think friends are like this, especially. They're like, oh, you're always right. They're always validating you. And then they'll be like, well, they're just not the one for you.
Oh, yeah. I think the breakup rate is so high for, I'm going to say four reasons that are coming to my head. One is like, there's this perception of like endless, an endless pool of people and like tons of options. So there's like this perception,
especially with social media and this ability to talk to anybody.
Yeah, this false perception. That's an easy access and internet cheating and like all that stuff going on. I think that's one reason. Another reason I think that people break up pretty quickly, the first sign of anything, is because repair is hard. Repairing conflict, repairing wounds, it's hard. And a lot of people, I think, are just,
they don't know how to do hard things.
Yeah, like almost lazy about it. Like, I'm unwilling to put in this work. And
they're lazy, or they've been sold the story of Disney.
Right.
Of that, oh, everything is perfect and magical. They lived happily ever after.
Right. Like, if we're fighting like this, like, clearly.
Yeah. My ex did this. Oh, well, it's hard now, so this must mean that it's not meant to be.
Right. Yeah. And that kind of is like the third point, I think. Okay. Well, I think once you've had a major heartbreak and you've survived it and you've learned, basically you're subconsciously, you're teaching yourself that it's never safe to depend on or fully become vulnerable to a relationship again. So I think that exit button is so much easier after a major heartbreak. And this is my personal experience.
Yeah, I agree.
Once you've done it and you've survived it, you'd never want to put yourself into that situation again. So you're kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
This is why divorce rates for the second marriage are so high.
Yeah. Yep. So I guess that was only 3 reasons. But I think that people are very quick to exit conflict. I think there's a lot of teaching about like, if he treats you that way, you got to just walk the other way, girlfriend, Don't you dare put up with that shit. You're a queen, wear that crown.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's kind of
you're always up against someone else's paradigm.
Yes.
And you have to understand that everyone is going to have a different perception. And when you tell your friends, this conflict that you might have, of course, they're going to have your back. They're going to, like, I've lost friends.
Yeah.
Because of my relationship, because they created this persona of a person that wasn't real.
Yeah. Like this villainized them.
Yeah. And I'm thinking of one friend in particular that I don't think that anyone would have sufficed her. She doesn't like men in general. I don't think anyone would have been enough for me.
Yeah.
So she wanted to create more of that storyline and feed it to me, and it just was super unhealthy. So I think I've said this before, but when you're going through conflict with a partner or even a friend, it is really important to be careful with who you lean on, because that person can steer you in the wrong direction. And I think that in my past, I did this and I took advice from people who were also going through really difficult relationships and they were kind of over it. So now I'm very careful who I share stuff with. And besides Ashton, I have one other lady that I speak to because she just plays Switzerland all the time.
Yeah.
She provides such a neutral perspective that I appreciate so much.
Yeah.
So one of my key takeaways is be careful who you talk to people, like be careful who you tell.
I think if you're going through conflict with someone and you're telling a lot of people about it,
oh yeah,
you're not actually looking for advice or support. You're just looking for validation.
Exactly.
And when you do that, you create a lot of different problems. I think one of the problems you create is that that person that you're talking about, you're creating maybe a false narrative about them or affecting the way that these people perceive them, but you're also affecting the way that those people perceive you.
Yeah.
Because if they're wise in any way, shape, or form, and they hear you gossiping or speaking about these things in a negative way, they're going to see that as a weakness in you.
Yes.
And there's a huge difference between I'm struggling, I really am at a crossroads, I don't know what to do in this situation. Who's a trusted friend or mentor that I can call? I have Amanda. I also have an older woman that's very, very dear to me, very close to me. She's in her 50s or 60s. I don't even know. I should find out. But she and I meet regularly, and she's someone that I also can talk to, but she's not toxic and she's neutral. And just like Amanda can see both sides. And just like I intentionally don't hold things against Antonio.
Yeah.
When Amanda's feelings are hurt. Like I recognize Antonio as human.
Well, you can also provide me a mirror to myself I think that's a good thing is like, what am I not seeing about myself? And in that moment, it might be really hard. I remember something specifically. I had gotten into an argument with, you know what? I didn't get into an argument. I was broken up with by a friend. And I was like venting to Ashton. Ashton was like, well, this is an interesting thing. This abandonment wound is coming up for you. And she really put a mirror up to me, which was in the moment, it was hard. But in reflection, I was like, oh my gosh. And I learned something about myself in that moment.
It's hard. If you have somebody, I think the key is to hold it up lovingly, which is hard to do if you're frustrated on the other end of it. But I think with our partners, we can do this as well. We can hold the mirror up lovingly. And I actually have had a lot of experience with this recently in my relationship, where in the past in our relationship, we did not lovingly hold the mirror up to each other. It was harsh at times. Our conflict was not regulated. And now, if I'm saying something to him that he may not like, I will just gently say, this is just a part of yourself that you don't want to see. And I love you. Even with it being there, I love you. I'm not, shaming you for it, but it's uncomfortable to see it, And I think that sort of conflict communication is important.
Delivery is the ultimate thing.
It's everything.
Yeah, it is everything. So we have 6 questions we want to discuss around this topic. And some of it we've already touched on. But the first question is, why do people think conflict means incompatibility?
I think that people want it to be easy. Like the fairy tale, the things we were sold.
The grass is greener on the other side perspective.
Yeah, just like, oh, we're fighting all the time or we have so much conflict. Yeah, this is just, we're not compatible. And I think it comes with a rigidness.
Yes.
And a lack of being willing to expand the way that you see life. And an openness for another person's experiences and perspectives. I have rigidness in some areas of my life. And in those areas, it's closely tied to pain. And I think it always is. So like when certain topics are approached, I immediately become hostile because of that. I think what you have to do is recognize that your response is amplified because you have an unhealed wound.
So hostility and anger, at the root of it is you're not getting what you want. So in those moments where you're feeling angry, anger is a secondary emotion, and ask yourself, what am I not getting that I want? Like, what is it that I'm not getting here? And then that way you can really level with yourself. Okay, I'm not getting the emotional response that I think I deserved in this conversation, whatever it is. For me, it's always, I don't feel like I'm being listened to.
Yeah.
So if I'm angry, I'm very rarely angry, but when I'm angry, at the root of it is I don't feel like I'm being listened to, which is a trauma wound from my childhood. I think that will help you uncover it a little bit more and be able to deliver it in a healthy manner.
Yeah, that's good. That's good advice. So why does a single disagreement end a relationship now?
I think, as you said earlier, I don't think people want to try. We also think the grass is greener on the other side. We also see images of people on social media that, oh, they seem to have this perfect life together. Or we're sold the perspective of movies, how relationships should be. We think of The Notebook. I think that's a very unhealthy way to think about relationships. And I think it's so much easier to end something than to be able to look in the mirror and take accountability.
Oh yeah. And I also think people are bad at conflict. And I think most people are avoidant of conflict.
Yes.
So I think like when that one fight does happen, it's often like built up tension for like a very long time of all the things you're frustrated about or maybe didn't even realize you were holding on to. So then you have this fight that can be explosive. It's like a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
And then it just pops.
Yeah, I used to be like that. I would just push it down, push it down, push it down, and then I would combust.
Yeah.
I had a very unhealthy way in dealing with conflict with
just emotional immaturity.
With my ex,
essentially.
My ex husband. I was not the best at it. Communication was definitely something we both were horrible at. His delivery with communication was really, really bad.
Yeah.
He's a really good person, but and I see it in my son too, how he delivers conflict. And I'm like, oof, this is going to be something we get to work on together because it's difficult. And I also see those elements of myself that I need to work on. But back to the question, I really think that if you are facing the same conflict over and over again too, there's a reason.
If it's the same fight on repeat.
Yes.
And sometimes you do have to have the fight on repeat until you figure out how to resolve it together, like as a team. Like it's not you versus me and I'm not trying to win and you're not trying to win. Like, oh no, we have a problem. Like we've had this problem now for 2 years. It keeps resurfacing. How do we come together and fix the problem together?
Yeah.
What sacrifices do we need to make? What changes? How do you feel misunderstood? How can I help you feel like I understand you?
Yes. I think that fights or disagreements, however you want to word it, provide a better understanding of the person that you love.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that they allow you to understand them better, to be able to enjoy life with them more because you understand what's important to them. And therefore, you want to feed that to them on a daily basis. Like Antonio, something that is really important to him is physical touch. Like he's a very, and, we've had disagreements where, he's like, I just wanted to be hugged. Like I didn't want to be coached. I didn't want you to tell me ... I just wanted support. I just wanted to be loved. Yeah. So now when he's going through a hard time, I'm just like, let me hug you.
Yeah.
Let me help you through this through physical touch because that's your love language. But you have to be willing.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to have an openness to think outside of yourself. And I think the reason why people think that incompatibility is a result of, I think people think incompatibility and fighting are a result of not being a match because they don't align perfectly with how you think.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, I think at the end of the day, it really comes down to, I think love, the best definition I can think of for love is like utmost consideration for that person. So like in conflict, if there's something that you need to change or something that you're doing that is really hurting your partner or is disrespectful to them or whatever, I think that love is consideration. And that requires a less rigid way of being because those patterns and those things that you like to do or like, why do I have to spend more time with them? Or like, why do I have to hug Antonio when he's, like whatever. things that maybe you wouldn't naturally do. You have to consciously and proactively choose consideration for your partner in those moments.
Curiosity and compassion,
Yes.
I feel like, are the answer to it all. Like,
Mm.
when you are disagreeing, it could be any element. I could have a client walk in and they're pissed off.
Yeah.
But if I am curious, if I lean in and I show compassion, that's going to go much farther than if I instantly put a defense wall up.
Yeah.
And I think we have been taught in society that our feelings are valid, we're right, and we instantly learn now to put up a wall
Mhm.
because we are valid. We are right.
Right.
And we don't lean in and we don't explore other people's emotions and we don't lean in with compassion because we're such a society that is driven on individualism.
I agree. And I want to ask this question like,
Hmm.
what's so bad about being wrong?
Yeah.
So you're wrong. You were wrong. You made a mistake. You did something you shouldn't have done. You didn't put enough thought into something.
Hmm.
You made a false assumption. You were wrong.
Yeah.
Welcome to being human.
Yeah.
This
And
is the
it's
human
hard for
experience.
people like myself who I have this perfectionism in me.
So many of us do.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I see it in my daughter now. And you know what's playing in my mind all the time is what you don't fix, your children will inherit. So I've
Ah,
been
yeah.
constantly thinking of this lately because she will not, like, I can't take a picture of her. Like, only she can take pictures of herself because she wants it to be perfect. Her image needs to be perfect.
Oh
She's
no.
10,
Oh
right?
no.
So I think she's doing that because she sees it in me because I do my makeup and I
Mm.
sometimes dress nicely and try to look put together. And I'm giving her,
Hmm.
you know, children are so wise.
You need to send her
So
to
wise.
my house.
Yes. So I
Yes.
plan on having a conversation with her to talk to her about, yes, I enjoy this aspect of like dressing nicely and putting on makeup. I enjoy it.
We're gonna do goofy makeup. We're gonna make ourselves look awful.
Yes.
Then she and I are gonna take a bunch of selfies. We're
Yes.
gonna put them on the internet.
Oh gosh, she will die.
Listen, and then I'm gonna show her all the positive feedback
Yeah.
from being goofy and letting
Yeah.
loose.
I love this. I'm
Maybe you
doing it.
should do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
like do
I'll
a
do it with you.
social experiment with her.
So
Show her.
I'm digressing,
Okay,
but
that's okay.
what I'm trying to get at is that when you can be curious of aspects of other people, it really can put a mirror up to yourself as well. And just understand that you're always dealing with people's paradigms. And when I say paradigms, what I mean is subconscious thoughts.
Hmm.
What I mean is, you know, how people grew up, how society told them to be. You know, we are all individually, if you think about it, your identity is wrapped in how people taught you to be
Right.
growing up.
Yeah.
And some of it is so subconscious that we don't even realize it.
Hmm.
And we really have to be curious about ourselves and other people in order to get to the root of it.
Well, and I think this ties into our next question of why are people so uncomfortable with repair? And I
Mm.
think we've touched on it a lot. Like you have to let go of that image of perfection. You
Mhm.
have to admit you were wrong in order to repair.
It's a
You have
defense
to own
mechanism.
your part.
Yeah.
You know, it takes two people to repair typically. And then also when you repair after a rupture or a betrayal or some sort of really hard thing that maybe you've gone through with your partner, you're making yourself vulnerable again to that
Mm.
potentially happening again.
Vulnerability is hard for people.
So this is why people,
Yeah.
I think, leave
Mhm.
because, you know, they don't want to be vulnerable again and they don't
Mhm.
trust you and whatever.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage, I think, to stay and work through those things. It's really hard
Yeah.
to do.
It is.
It's really hard. And I think that's why people have a hard time with repair, especially if it was something major. You have to first decide if it's worth repairing.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about affairs, for example, I think you have to think about, is this something that I can learn to forgive? Or is this something that I will hold them accountable for the rest of their lives and therefore it's going to create an unhealthy dynamic? But I
Mm,
think you really have to look within yourself and
yeah.
see, is this something that I can put up with? Is this something that I can forgive? Is this something that I can live with them and create a healthier relationship from it?
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in affairs are most of the time resulting in something that's missing in the relationship.
Yeah, or missing inside that person.
Yeah.
There's something,
100%.
some unfulfilled need or belief, or I think often it's like a need for connection or validation.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. But I've seen it forgiven before.
Yeah, me too.
I have seen healthier relationships as a result of some type of emotional or physical affair.
Yeah, I've
seen people forgive and move forward and then create a tighter relationship because of it.
Right, they found the leak.
Yeah.
They it forced them to address the issues that they had.
And that's so hard. It's so embarrassing, issues. It's such a shameful I think it's such a shameful thing to experience on both sides. And then, you really have to come together and decide.
Well, and then people will judge you too.
100%.
Like that's the thing. People will judge you for
both
forgiving
parties. Yeah.
Right. People will judge you though for forgiving someone, for giving them another chance.
Yeah.
People will judge you if you leave.
Yeah.
And you give up.
It does not matter. You really
cannot win.
No, you cannot. You really have to stay true to yourself. And there's no judgment here. I mean, we support anyone doing something that is really true to their heart and what they feel is right, because at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself.
Well, and at the end of the day, whatever decision you make, you couldn't have possibly made a different decision. And what I mean by that is you only know what you know at the time that you make the decision.
Exactly.
So, in my marriage, should I have left sooner? Probably. Yes. Yes. But I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know that. And with what I know now, it changes how I approach things. And but you only know what you know at the time that you know it. And then some of the most important lessons that you need to learn, you learn from your failures or from your, poor decisions or things you should have done differently. And so I think I don't know, all that judgment that comes with breakups and divorces and, whether I have a friend who, is forgiving someone that cheated on her. She's saying she's working on the relationship. Okay. She loves him. People make mistakes. She believes that it can get better. And I have no judgment for that. None whatsoever. As long as she's not slowly dying inside.
Yeah.
And, as long as there actually is forward movement, and they can repair that. I don't know. I just think we're so quick to judge people and then to hold it against them forever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I saw someone at the softball field the other day, and she was friends with my ex-husband, and the glares that I got from her, because she is still not forgiven me, I don't think, from ending that relationship with my ex-husband. But I mean, he is so much happier now. Like, he is in a fulfilling relationship. And listen, I'm always going to live with that judgment. But I don't give two shits.
Well, she clearly probably hasn't experienced.
She has not. She lives
major failure of her own.
No, she's lived a very cushioned life.
And I really think that those major failures and conflicts and hard times and things that are controversial to society, those experiences that you have make you a better and more compassionate person. I no longer judge people.
Our podcast is for these women who go through hard things. Yes. Like, if you've had a cushioned life, you're not listening.
Probably not.
No,
you're probably judging us.
Yeah. And
why would I listen to those two divorced
fun.
women?
Yeah. Have fun. Enjoy the entertainment. But if you're listening, you want to learn more, grow more. You've gone through hard things. Yeah. You have taken that hardship and decided to make it for the better. And I mean, that's why our podcast exists, because we've gone through hard things.
Yeah, a lot of them.
A lot. And continue to. And it's all about perspective. So,
yeah.
No judgy bitches here.
No, we do not welcome you. Shoo.
All right, so next question.
Okay. Can you actually trust someone if you've never had conflict with them?
No.
I agree.
I think that if you do, maybe you are someone who continues to build up tension because you're constantly keeping all these feelings suppressed.
And then you have a margarita.
and then you have a margarita like Amanda has before. Yeah, something came out one time that I didn't even know existed until I drank too much tequila and I unleashed on Ashton.
And then unloaded on me.
And then the next day I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that was there.
I was like, well, I'm glad we got that out in the air.
Yeah, and Ashton was so loving and compassionate during that experience.
I kind of found it funny. Like, I got it. I understood. But the whole scenario was like, because you had a margarita and then you sent a ridiculous video.
I didn't even know that was there, guys. Alcohol makes you do some crazy stuff. So I have since limited my margarita intake because of that moment. But anyway, the alcohol just sometimes it's a depressant, so it's going to bring up some things that are just stupid.
Yeah.
So don't drink while you're fighting. Listen, and if you were drinking, okay, so when I was married, we had the worst fights when we were drinking.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh. Just like,
yes, for sure.
Tell yourself, one, limit your alcohol. Two, if you're feeling any certain kind of way, don't have that conversation in that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Because no one's rational in that moment.
One time, this is the funniest thing. One time, I had been drinking and I was on a date with my partner at the time. And he told me that the pants I was wearing weren't very flattering. Like, in like a way, he was like, they don't fit you. He wasn't mean. He just like, yeah, those pants don't really fit you very well. The rest of the day, because I had had alcohol and I don't know, it made me feel like frustrated and insecure or whatever. I like cried about it and I was like, why didn't you tell me before I left the house? And like, it was like a whole thing over the fact he was like, it's fine. They just don't fit great. Like, what's the big deal?
Like I've seen something else that you've worn that I've liked better. Whatever.
Yeah. Like it's not that big of a deal, but to me, it just was such a big deal.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
I was so emotional about it.
I remember getting into a fight with my husband at the time, like I've had so many husbands. I've had one.
The third husband.
The one and only. And we were in Vegas and I was just so mad. I was like stomping down the strip, just so mad at him. And to this day, I still don't know what we were fighting about. I think it was over I was insecure. I think it was over like a girl or something like that. So something so stupid. But yeah, don't fight when you drink. But yeah, I'm sure it was so like the next morning you just feel like shit because the morning I feel like always brings clarity.
Yeah.
Even if there's no alcohol involved. I do feel like at night, I tell Ashton this, that in the evening, fights are always worse. I just feel like the morning brings clarity.
Yeah, it's true.
What's our next question?
There's no more questions. There's no more.
So I do want to say, though, that we are not talking about abusive situations. Obviously, those are situations where there probably needs to be there needs to be a resolution of that relationship, if you're being physically or verbally abused. We're talking about dynamics and relationships where, yes, you have a fight, or yes, you don't like something about this person, and you're willing to explore that a little bit deeper. And I think that we all can think of someone that in their relationship, they're not talking to their partner about the things that there's an elephant in the room over.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's creating more of a divide.
Yeah.
So I think it's very, very healthy to create, conflict, tension, as I said earlier, can build diamonds.
Oh, yeah.
They can create such a strong relationship. And some of the strongest marriages I have seen have really hard times.
I think after a fight, if it's done right, you feel closer to that person. You feel better understood. They feel better understood. It can be a really positive thing. You're kind of just chipping away at the surface to get to that beautiful, healthy relationship where you really know and understand someone.
Yeah.
And to answer the question I asked you was like, do you think you can trust someone if you've never had conflict with them? And the reason the answer to that is no, is because when a person feels attacked or they feel threatened by conflict, what comes out of them is a picture of what is not healed in them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they may be defensive. They may take no accountability. They might gaslight you. They might blame you. They may be completely unwilling to be mature about the situation. they may become hostile, they may become abusive verbally, mentally, physically. You're going to learn only in moments of conflict.
Yes.
What demons and like what pain is living within them, because when they feel threatened, their ego, that's when all of that comes out. And so in order to truly know someone, you've got to have fights with them. Like that's, and honestly, in those moments, though, is where both people have the opportunity to begin to heal. That pain, I believe, is through conflict and repair.
Yeah.
And so like who I am today, I said this the other day to someone. At this point in my life, I am in the least emotional pain that I have been in nearly 2 decades. Like the amount of emotional pain that I have is so minuscule most days compared to the way that it felt for decades. And it's like, because of that, I'm just so much more easygoing. Like conflict doesn't feel quite as threatening. Hard things don't make me have an emotional spiral unless I'm, on my period, of course, but most of the time. But it's because a lot of that healing has taken place. And so I think when you fight with someone, you really learn about where they're at in their healing journey.
And you learn a lot about yours as well.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that I've learned about myself is I become really rigid as a defense mechanism. So I've been learning lately to be more curious. And Antonio actually told me this. He was like, I want to be able to bring stuff to you, but at the root of it, when I do, you take it as an insult and you think that, I mean, at the root of it is this perfectionism.
Yeah.
Is this need to be perfect?
Yeah.
And when something is called out about me, I feel like I'm not perfect. So therefore I feel like I'm not worthy of love. And it becomes a rabbit hole. Now, it's not like you're consciously thinking of these things. In the moment it is such a subconscious reaction that in the moment it's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
Because you're feeling a flood of emotions that have been buried and are in you from a very, very long time,
Probably
possibly.
a past wound or something.
So, Ashton, something that I want to ask you, because I think this is all great. We can talk about all the things about why people don't like to fight and, why we tend to leave before finding resolution and, how fighting can be actually something that creates a stronger bond. But when we're talking about fighting, what are some healthy ways to bring up conflict? And, let's give an example. Say, I'm just trying to think of something hypothetical that your partner is just doing something that you really don't like. And it's really eating at a wound of yours. And maybe you're not consciously aware of this wound, but you're just really, really frustrated and you're really, really hurt. And,
yeah, maybe they're not responding quickly ever and like don't make you feel like a priority or something.
Right. So talk to me about what are some healthy ways to bring up this conflict?
I would say number one, don't bring it up when you're triggered. Like if you immediately are triggered and then call them and like start to chew them out in your full emotional heightened state, that is not going to be effective at all. So I would say like if you can feel what you're feeling, recognize the feeling, and then ask yourself some questions before you have the conversation. Why does this make me feel this way?
Yeah.
What am I afraid of? What specifically do I want to change? Because I think sometimes people just fight because they want to feel better about something.
Yeah. Or some people are conditioned to fight.
But maybe it's like inside of you, you can actually maybe answer the question or self-soothe yourself. Maybe it's actually not about them. Maybe it's something that you need to heal. And so like a practice that I have when I feel really triggered or suspicious or I have betrayal trauma. So I have CPTSD. We can talk about that. We're going to talk about that on an episode coming up with a therapist actually. But when you have that sort of trauma, you begin to be hyper vigilant and you like survey your surroundings for safety all the time. Like you actually, your personality kind of dulls because all you can think about is am I safe? And like it's constant, just constant in your head. It's like crazy, kind of crazy person thing. But anyway, when I get triggered and I come into this state now, I have I'm practicing speaking to myself of you're safe.
Mm.
Even if this is true, it has nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a whole way of trying to calm myself down before I go to have a conversation about a fear that I have or the way something made me feel. And I think coming to your partner not with accusation, like you did this, but coming to them with, I feel this way.
Yeah.
Not you did this, but I feel statements. This made me feel like this. I am hoping that this can happen. Not like you did this, you made me feel this way, you. That's a really aggressive stance. And it's kind of like taking a sword or something and like just poking it at the person you're trying to have resolution with. They're going to put armor on. They're going to put on a chest plate. They're going to get a shield. They're going to armor up. And they might even come at you with a sword. So I think if you go with like, imagine like open hands and like, I want to offer you an explanation of how I'm feeling.
And I want to work on this together because this is coming from a place which may not seem rational to you.
Yeah.
But feels very deeply inside my heart real, even though it may not be.
I kind of see it more as like, as an analogy. You can go to them with a sword and start poking them and then they have to put on armor. Or like you can put out your arm and like show them the wound and be like, I have this pain. Like I have this wound. And if you have a loving and compassionate partner, they're going to like pull out some medicine and like put it on you and be like, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. And like, it's just approach is everything, but my advice would be don't start the fight in the heat of the moment.
Yes.
Allow yourself some time to self-reflect.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I had a moment last night. This is so embarrassing.
Oh, what happened? Tell us. Do tell.
So last night, Antonio was out with his colleagues. And like I created this story in my head, a rabbit hole. Yeah. What if he's out with another woman? Literally.
Right.
I'm sure he, whatever, he wasn't. But I told myself, Amanda, even if he was, you're fine.
Right.
Like,
okay, worst case scenario.
Right? Like, he's never given me a reason.
Worst case scenario, he is.
Yeah.
Okay. Amanda's fine on her own.
Yeah. I've done this before.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's what I have to do too.
So I did that.
If this is true. Okay.
So I was able to he doesn't even know this. I haven't even told him. But I didn't even have that conversation with him. I didn't need to.
Right.
Because I already had that conversation in my head to validate the thing within myself that was the wound.
You can resolve it on your own sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. If it's a wound that they did not create intentionally, I think that there's something to be said about, listen, our partners are going to piss us off. They are going to do things that are hurtful.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of times we're just quick to think about our own perspectives rather than to just have healthy conflict over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay to have conflict. My mom once told me when I was younger that conflict was not normal. And it created this thing in me for the longest time that, if you fight, you're not meant to be together. Because I never saw her and her boyfriend fight. And my grandparents are English, so if they're fighting, you don't know.
So they never fight. That's weird.
No, they don't.
Oh.
So, but they do. I mean, they do. I think that maybe that was a story that I heard from her that maybe wasn't even true.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe she was telling me something and I took it the wrong way.
My parents hardly fought. Literally almost never fought.
But it's kind of funny, these things that you're told when you're younger that you carry on to the rest of your life that are not even true, are not even real, are they really shape your personality and identity.
Yeah.
And it's wild. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah, it is. I digress. It's all passed on.
Okay, so back to dynamics of how to resolve conflict. I think that also space brings clarity.
Oh, yeah.
I think that when you find yourself in a very heated disagreement, like Antonio is so good about going on a walk.
Yeah, I will often, if I'm in that place too, will also
separate,
leave, go to the gym, take a drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will realize in that moment how I showed up.
Yeah.
I think we so desperately want to be heard that we literally word vomit everything and we're not conscious on the delivery of it and therefore create further wounds.
Yeah, it's like we're just shouting nonsense at them.
Yeah. So
like emotional puke.
Yeah. I also,
All over
something
them.
else that I wanted to bring up is that I think some people are hardwired to want to fight. Like that is how they grew up.
Yeah, or even biologically.
Yes, and their nervous system sees that as normal and that they will just constantly create tension. Some people love the excitement of it, not consciously.
But maybe they grew up in an environment that always had that stimulation of conflict and fighting and unhealthy fighting and whatever. Yeah, and it's normal to their nervous systems.
Yeah. I mean, I know some couples that, the one in particular, like they're always fighting, but that is like, I just can't even imagine.
No.
But I don't think it matters how many fights you have, to be quite honest with you. You can have a healthy relationship and fight once a month, whatever. There's really no answer for anybody. But if you are doing it out of like, you need the spike, there is a further issue that you need to
resolve. If you like feel yourself like itching for a fight.
Yeah.
Like you are looking for conflict. You don't realize you're doing it.
No, you never do.
You don't realize you're doing it, but it's happening. Like you're like getting irritated with them, little things, and like then you like want that release of that fight.
I could not be farther from this person, so I cannot relate. I do not. I love peace and calmness, and I am probably more avoidant when it comes to fights by nature.
Yeah, I don't fight very often. I don't want to fight very often either, but every now and then I feel like it's almost like just underlying tensions just kind of like building up. And I could probably resolve it on my own if I would just go inward and be like, why am I frustrated about this? And then maybe just like, hey, could you do the dishes more? I don't know.
Yeah.
But instead, we turn it into something.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. But
there's a wound there that needs to be addressed. And
something.
I think that every relationship will bring it out. Like it could honestly be a relationship with your child.
Yeah.
And you have a disagreement with them and you see parts of yourself in them that you're like, oh my goodness. Yeah. It really could be so many different ways to think about it. But
I keep yawning. I just realized I'm yawning because I haven't had like any caffeine today.
What?
Yeah,
I should I take you by 7 Brew?
I know. I have water and I'm drinking
She's being hydrated. She's being a healthy girl today. You're making me thirsty.
But I'm realizing I keep yawning and I'm like, why am I so tired? Oh yeah, I had like 2 sips of a cup of coffee.
That's rare for you.
Yeah.
And you haven't been sleeping well?
I was in a rush this morning because I had to take my car to the shop before all the meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, Amanda and I, we have fought a couple times and I think we're pretty good at it.
Yeah, I don't want to manifest any more fights, but I think that like Ashton sees a wound in me. I have a very strong abandonment wound.
Yeah.
And she is very quick to find a way to comfort that aspect of me that I don't know that anybody else in my entire life ever has. So yeah, Ashton has actually taught me how to have healthy conflict. You've taught me that tension is not always bad.
Yeah, in the moment it's like it feels awful.
It does.
But I literally sometimes have said to Amanda, don't you dare run away. Like I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. Like we can be mad at each other for a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like don't close me out. Don't shut me
right.
out,
Right. I'm not that person anymore.
Or like giving her space if she needs it. If she's upset, I can always tell when Amanda's kind of irritated with me. But
really?
Oh yeah.
I can't even remember the last time I was irritated at you.
Well, I can always tell though if there's like even something underlying.
Oh.
I can generally feel it. And I just typically give you space. Yeah, we can talk about it all there. Yeah. Yeah. I can really tell.
I'm like, I need to see this about myself. No, I will hold on to feelings, but usually those feelings have nothing to do with you.
Right.
Or it actually have something else going on.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And I think our relationship has brought a mirror to me that has been awesome.
I feel like
it really has.
I feel like I'm glad that it's that to you. I think what it is to me is it's taught me a lot about a healthy friendship. And like, I feel like we kind of like lift each other up here and there.
Yeah.
Like if you're act in a certain way, I'm like, no, you know, and I kind of pull you in the same with me. Like, you won't let me just destroy my life when I want to self-sabotage because I'm over this shit.
And I'm like, let's be honest here.
Okay, Ashton, like, you know.
Let's talk about the realities of what that actually looks like.
Yeah, I think you just can't kind of keep me grounded and a little more peaceful, and I feel very safe.
I would love to hear Antonio's perspective on this.
On our relationship?
No, on like me as a peaceful, grounded person. I'm just like, I wonder if his perception is like, no,
she's so peaceful with me.
No, I am. Well, listen, he's Latino. He's sassy.
He gets under your skin.
Yeah, my daughter does the same thing. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
We digress. This has been good.
Yeah.
Good episode.
Yeah. So if you're fighting, don't react in the moment. 2, give yourself some space. I think that really helps. 3, look within yourself, because there might be something there that you need to uncover that helps resolve the conflict quicker and more efficiently. 4, be curious about the other person and their perspective. I think it's very, very important to put yourself in someone else's shoes to maybe analyze how they're feeling the way that they're feeling, because it may not be rational to you.
Yeah.
It may not be, and that's okay. But put yourself in their perspective based on their background, their experiences, why they might be feeling the way that they're feeling. And next is delivery is everything.
Also, we didn't say this before, but if you're in a relationship with someone and they're having an emotional reaction towards you,
yes,
you have 2 choices. You can like arm up and fight them, or, and I've become much better at this, like with Amanda and with like my partner. When there's that sort of emotional reaction or something, like just last night, I sat down and my boyfriend was like mad that I don't even know why he was mad. Like, he was just in a bad mood. Oh, we had to like do a bunch of chores, like moving stuff, because I'm moving right now. So I asked him for all this help, and he had been tattooing like all day. He was just completely exhausted. Yeah. And he was like, I'm frustrated because if I help you, like I have to do something and I'm so drained. And if I don't help you, you're just going to be mad at me. And he was like, I really don't have a choice. So then he gets up and he helps me. And, but he's like kind of grumpy. And I just was like, kind of making light of it. I was like, you're just such a joy to be with, you know, and like, just like being silly, like making jokes. And we made light of this moment that could have been like a huge fight. And instead I was just like, yeah, he's tired. Yeah. You know, it wasn't like, oh, he's lazy, he doesn't want to help me. It was literally like, I could see the humanity in him, and he could see like the humanity in me, like, well, yeah, I'd be mad at her too if she wouldn't help me. And so it just was like this moment of like, neither one of us is going to be happy about this. And also, we're not going to escalate it.
I love that you said that, because I think that when our partners are going through hard times, they're not going to show up as the best version of themselves. Maybe they had a hard day, they're emotionally depleted. Give grace to that situation. Because we can I used to take everything so personal.
It's not.
And it's not.
It's not.
It is not. And you don't need to internalize it. You can give grace to the situation and just be like, oh, they're having a bad day. How can I help them?
Yeah, exactly. This isn't about me. This is just, they're drained. Yeah. We are going to actually talk more about this in a way on July 30th when Jessica Nimitz from Two Roads Wellness Clinic is with us. And she's going to talk about, she counsels a lot of couples. And so like how couples repair and which ones make it and which ones don't, and what she sees in the couples that repair and overcoming like trust issues and things like CPTSD and those struggles that happen with wounds. Basically like answering the question, which couples make it and why.
I cannot wait to hear this.
Yeah, so that's going to be the topic. So tune in then for more, and we'd love to hear from you on any topics you want to hear about as we move through the year.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right,
guys. Bye.